All right, we're back in Virginia. It's early August, 65. I'm not sure what he's doing here. So we moved pretty far south of my front. And I think what he's trying to do, well, I know what he's trying to do, but I was kind of surprised he did it with his army from coming from DC. He just wants to cut me off completely, cut my supply off completely. Now, I don't know if he's doing that just to make sure I can't get reinforcements or retreat, or if he's doing it because he believes he can choke off my supply and then destroy me that way. It's possible. I haven't talked to him about it, so I'm not sure what he's up to. But as far as like my supply is concerned, I mean, it's a viable strategy because if he takes out Oxford, I only have these 2 supply depots and that's it. You know, so for those of you who are watching the game who play either as a Confederacy or as a Union, in terms of your Virginia strategy, this is one way that a lot of people don't think about is supply lines and supply depots. So as a Confederacy, you know, I could have like my entire Confederate force of like every single unit I have in the game in Virginia, but that doesn't do me any good if I don't have any supply, right? So just keep that in mind. And I think it's what he's going to do, right? Because I don't foresee, at least in the interim, being able to push him out of Warrenton. I don't have the force. He's got 4,300 power, and I've got 1,400. That's it, right? So I'd either have to dedicate my southern force here to go down and deal with that, and go on the offensive, which would benefit him, while simultaneously exposing, you know, my southern front here to an advance on Richmond, or hold pat. So for now, I'm holding pat. I was able to get Smith up here, so now he's another corps commander. Lee is back in the fight, so he obviously will be a part of. So I unfortunately attached him to Beauregard because Beauregard's the closest one. So once Lee gets over here, I can attach him. So he's a little exposed for this one turn. Hopefully he sees that this is a 2-star and assumes that he's a corps attached to the rest of these corps and doesn't go after me. Because the idea is these 3 support each other. These 3 support each other. There's a big, you know, bulk of troops here, which I think is why he's kind of going around. But regardless of where he attacks me, there'll be 3 corps to kind of support the defense. So I'm putting Lee obviously in the middle to support all that, and go from there. He's got, you know, 4,700, 52, 32, 18, another 27, and then 32 there. And then obviously down here another 4,000. But these look like they're kind of independent. They're doing their own thing, separate and apart from his Potomac army up there. So kind of think of this as like the historical equivalent of, you know, what Butler should have been doing in 64 and 65 under Grant's command. You know, when he was down here in Norfolk and he should have moved up the James. All right. So that's there. Totally, I don't understand why, but you think he would have learned his lesson. When he saw Beauregard move out, he went up here with like everybody, and from what I can tell, left Charleston empty again. And I'm pretty confident in this intelligence because I have 87% loyalty here. So I'm gonna go in and try and take it again because hell, why not? That's probably the most comedic thing in this whole game is this whole Charleston saga. I love it. It's funny. He finally attacked. It looked like he's about to attack Atlanta, from everything I could tell. So now I've hunkered down, and we're gonna hold out, and hopefully, with Stuart here, with that guy who's tore the hell up, but he's a full division. He's a full division, and he's hella tore up, and he's pretty tore up. So that's what I got. But I got 5 divisions. You know, 5 division stacks, but not quite 5 divisions, obviously, in terms of force. But I'm hoping I can hold out at least a couple turns here while he besieges it, which again, if you know that takes him to like late September, say, taking Atlanta, I will consider that a win because look at all of this that is here in Georgia and not besieging Richmond. I will take it. Plus this guy over here. So, okay. over here, pretty exciting stuff going on here. I wasn't able to get there in 14 days. I got delayed. I forget why. But it does look like I'll be there in about a day. So I'm going to attack there. I don't think he has much. At least I hope he doesn't because, well, I don't have a choice. I got to attack, right? So I'm going to attack with him. I detached him because this guy's going to take 16 days, but I found out he could actually get further just by himself. So I've got him going here. I've got Johnston going here, and I've got him going here, but they're both going through here to take him out and destroy him. If I can do that, the reason I'm going here is I may make a move on this depot as well. So take this depot out, which he destroyed, and then, but there's still some supply here. Not much, not you know, but he destroyed it. So now I'm gonna go for this one here, and he may destroy this one too, and then we're screwed. But basically, the other comedic aspect of this game is me trying to keep these guys alive, because all I've done for the last, like, what, year of this game is try and get these guys out of a horrible situation I got them into, and then keep them alive. Like, that's it. They haven't been fighting or anything. They've just been, like, running around trying to find supply everywhere. So, whatever. It is what it is, I suppose, at this point. Alright. So, he came up and retook this, but now we're here. Tear up this rail. Keep tearing up the rail lines. Tear up rail lines here. We have Memphis still. Although he did move this guy here, so I suspect he may move down to take Memphis out. So, we are going to move ourselves down to Jackson. This is Jackson. And try and take it. So we can get there in 12 days. So the idea is me moving these guys here, which is as far as I can move them west in one turn. That's why I put them here. If I can take Jackson, then I have a supply depot, right? Now I just got to hold it. So I'm putting these horses here to get military control sufficient so that I can run a rail line through here to supply these guys. And then what I'll do is I'll move them further west and hold Jackson. That's the idea. So that's why I have him going here, is to try and get military control such that I can rail supply to these guys. So again, a bit of a Hail Mary, but we'll see. I was putting these guys here for military control because I was thinking about trying to take Little Rock back, and then maybe get a national morale point out of that. But now that I decided to use him and try and get Jackson to kind of keep that army alive, so I've abandoned that plan, at least for now. I took up here, so now I'm just going to jump around, take this, and again, just be a nuisance, be annoying. Maybe get a national morale here or there, but that's that. Texas is done, it's gone. Probably won't talk about that much more the rest of this game, because there's really no point. That's pretty much over with. And I think that's it. So let's see here with the battles. There wasn't much to talk about because all this stuff's kind of minor stuff. Where's that at? That's right over here. Yep, so he took Charleston back with, or not Charleston, 3 divisions, and it was right here. Columbia. And there you go. All right. We got a bunch of cash this turn, so here's how we spent it. As much line infantry as we could do, which isn't very many, but there you go. 13 and then a little bit of cavalry. I was tempted not to put anything in cavalry at this point, but then I was like, well, they are helping me tear up the rail lines. They are a little bit of help with your infantry divisions. Not a whole lot, but some help. So I just said, screw it. I'll just do it. I mean, I think at this point it doesn't really matter, right? If I spent 2 less on cavalry, it's like, what, 1 more line infantry maybe, if that, so. And then I put a little bit in artillery, although as you can see, artillery we're like way out of whack too. So it sucks. Alright, we're doing volunteers. I don't want to say I didn't put any money down for volunteers. Primarily because we don't really need them at this point, but hey, if we can do this for free and we get volunteers, great. And then we raise taxes, so we get a reduction in our massive inflation of 33%. But we lose 2 morale, but at this point, I need the money. right? I mean, there's no point in morale if we have no army. And then I did war bonds. So our inflation will go down to a whopping 31% at this point. And again, victory points don't matter to this game, so don't have to worry about that. And then we didn't really have any battles last turn, so no reason to really go over that map. We pulled in 10 money this turn from our blockade running. Breach in Warrenton. Where's that at? Oh, okay, so he's still besieging this. Hasn't taken it yet. Alright. Let's run the turn. Oh, by the way, I had 1,000 power stack here in Richmond from guys that Taylor had trained up. So I moved them forward, and they're largely the divisions that I put in here and rebuilt Stuart. Because as you recall, we kicked the crap out of Lion down here, but Stuart took some pretty heavy casualties. And then this is a brand new core that we just built, right? So a lot of those came from Richmond, from the militia that we were training up, utilizing Taylor. So just so you know, that's where those came from. Alright, I will see you guys on the flip side. Oh, sorry, one final thing. I did that to you last time too. So we moved up here, so she's trying to build a depot here. And so once you put that card down, it'll build regardless of who owns it. So maybe I'll get a depot. That'd be pretty sweet. But it's got one turn to go, so we took that. And I'm going to go up and try and take this one. If anything, so that he's pulling supply from like these, as opposed to what I really need these troops to be getting, right? Like it's not a whole lot, but it may add up over the next 4 months. So that's really the main reason I'm doing it. Just so they're doing something. Okay, let's run the turn. So I'm just laughing because the Charleston saga continues. But in the interest of maintaining some semblance of consistency, let's start with Virginia here real quick. It's late August '65. He was finally able to take Warren, North Carolina, although he had to take a 4,000 power force to take it, which is pretty hilarious. I think we had like one militia dude in there, and it took him like 3 turns to take it. But that was, let's see here, this one right here. So I'm proud of him for, with his 29,000 troops that he was able to finally take out my 750 guys. Good for you, Josh. You're amazing. You managed to breach the walls. So heroic. But there goes that supply depot. I still have this one here. Oop. Or rather, I destroyed that one to kind of push that one forward. And actually did. It did push some forward this way. But I gotta protect this one here. So protect these two, and the idea being these two are going to supply Beauregard instead of these supplying Beauregard. So that'll keep that in-house a little bit more. And then hopefully maybe he pushes out away and I can kind of revisit an opportunity to connect these supply depots again. Maybe use a wagon in Gettysburg or something. But I put him there to kind of protect this area, see what happens there. I'm not sure what the plan's going to be. He did not attack yet, so we've got Lee here right in the middle, and so he'll support really any sort of attack on in these core. It almost looks like the Union, Gettysburg front, right, with like the fishhook a little bit. He's got 2,900 under Gouverneur Warren down here. And then he's obviously got the 4,000 down here. So he reinforced this for sure, because that wasn't there a turn ago. Or 2 at least. And then he's just kind of, looks like this is where the push is going to come from. At least it appears to be. Although he's got, 57, 33, and 47 up here. We were able to take here. Another way. So the supply depot did not build like I thought it would, unfortunately. We're besieging this place right now. So let's see if he uses this guy to go after him. I don't know. At this point, I don't really care. If I can take it, great. If not, whatever. But we took Charleston. Hooray! So there's 20 bucks again. He's gonna be so annoyed with me, like that I keep taking this back. And he's probably like, where the hell did this guy come from? Because he probably didn't even see him, because I think he was like right here. But you know, I have military control and loyalty at like 100% in most of these areas, right? So he can't see any of these regions. So if I got a dude like right here, for example, he didn't even know he's there. So he probably didn't even think I had anybody here anymore. And so that's why he moved out. So I think it's pretty funny. All right, Atlanta is now besieged. So it's late August. Let's see how long we hold on to. It's besieged but intact. We've got a lot of supply, right? So we can hold out for quite some time if he can't breach the walls. So we've got a 1,500 supply stock there. So let's just see how long we hold out for there. But as you can see, he's got 19,000 power, which is insane. And I think we have like 1,500. 2,900. Hey, look at that. We regained some significant cohesion there. I think, unfortunately, unfortunately, I think all those replacement shits that we did last turn went to Atlanta. That's not good. That's annoying. I would have rather than gone to Virginia. That kind of pisses me off. I wish you could like turn off replacements. I don't think you can you? It's like this guy. Let's say he was tore up, right? God dang it! Sorry. Yeah, there's no way to like turn off. Split them. I mean, it's too late now, obviously, but I'm just kind of curious. No. Well, that sucks, because it looks like the reinforcements that I was getting onto the battlefield all went to Atlanta, which might be a complete waste, because they might all get massacred. Hooray! Alright, so what's going on over here is, he's going to be like, what the hell's going on? So, I showed up here, I didn't beat him initially, but he doesn't have a very big force here, and it's not even led. So, I might actually be able to get Jackson and get this guy back in the fight. So Johnston is 9 days away from moving on Jackson. I'm going to try and get him across the river. He's trying to block me. So I'm not, I can't be confident about this division here. He might be a lost cause. This guy might be a lost cause. So 2 divisions might get stuck over here. But I was able to get Polk across. So I'm going to bring Polk forward as well. I'm going to try and get military control of these railways. I'm also moving down here to keep him from coming up from New Orleans and hit Jackson. I don't know what he has here, but if he has anything, he might try and come up here and stop Jackson from falling. My big concern is his ability to destroy this depot before I can destroy him. So that's why I'm on red. Try and attack him before he has a chance to destroy the depot. And then if I get it, then depending on how much supply is here, which I have no idea, that'll at least be some food for this army, and then maybe that'll be enough for me to make a move on either Vicksburg or down here at Baton Rouge, which does not have depot. So it looks like probably just Vicksburg or New Orleans. Well, the New Orleans would be great because of the money, right? A lot of money down there. So we'll see. He hasn't moved on Memphis yet. Tearing up rail lines. Besieging here. This guy's just like happy to be alive and happy to be enjoying the fields of, the prairies and the sounds of music. Oh, that's not Georgia. That's Tennessee. The sounds of music are occurring down here in Atlanta. Or is it Guts Gone with the Wind? Never mind. I'm getting all my classics mixed up. Who knew, right? How about that? The remake of Gone with the Wind and Sounds of Music all in one movie. That would be almost too much to handle, I think, for people. Okay, I think most of these battles were skirmishes, so they're not even worth going through. Our blockade runners guys 10 money. Let me just go through these notes and see if I missed anything. I don't think I did, though. Took Charleston. Victory! Our morale's up to 102. His is at, what, 95 probably? 89. Okay, so his went down a little bit. And now casualties are at 378,000. Almost 379. Mine are 342. And that's about where we stand. Let me just zoom out here so you can see the military control map. So when you push 5, right? States, so here's Tennessee. He's got basically all the important parts of Tennessee now. Down here's Mississippi, right? Shoot, sorry. Wrong button. So here's Alabama, here's Mississippi. As you can see, he doesn't really have anything in Mississippi, but he's kind of in the northern parts of Alabama. Here's Georgia, and he's down halfway into Georgia now. Obviously all the way down the Mississippi into Louisiana. And then over here in Virginia, you know, he's made inroads, right? So Virginia, and these parts of North Carolina, and then encircling Virginia with Richmond being right here. All right, really quick, I don't think there's anything to report here. No. All right, so I'm spending money on artillery because we got a bunch of money this turn. I think it was 1,200 bucks. So artillery. A little bit on elite infantry, a bunch of line infantry, some on cavalry, and some on militia, since we're still recruiting militia in Richmond. All right. You know, I haven't gone over the card option very often, except when I actually use them. And part of that is like, you know, I don't want to make these turns too laborious. But if you just go into the, you know, the cards, here's what I got left. I've still got one draft card left. I used up my cotton barrel ones, I believe. So instead of getting the 50 a turn, I think I started using those finally. And then that's about it. I mean, most of the rest of these are kind of just throw-ins. They don't do a whole lot. I don't have the money to do, you know, a redoubt. I got one more rail. I'll probably use this before the end of the game. Maybe a disinformation if I have to. But all right, let's get into September.